I've made my opinions on Johto incredibly clear every time I've mentioned it in any video ever, so it probably comes as a surprise that I'm even making this video, but the reason that the Platinum one got made was also because I had stated an opinion that most people thought was a negative opinion, although I do actually like Sinnoh, but I don't actually like Johto, and I do find it to be one of the most egregious offenders of backpack regions. So just like with Platinum, I'll be going through Nuzlocking the entire game with only Pokemon from that region. And when I say from, I mean truly and genuinely from. No Steelixes, no Scizor, none of those fucking new evolutions in the next region, only from that region. Unlike the Sinnoh one, I would say this is a review and a retrospective, although I don't have much to retrospect on about Johto. See, I can't even get the two right because fucking Johto is so fucking mid. But I would say it's more of a review than the Sinnoh one was, because I have a lot more thoughts on Johto because of how much I already had formed an opinion on it before I played it again with only the Pokemon from the region. I'm going to go over the rules real quick because I don't need to take too much time on them, as you've all probably seen Hardcore Nuzlocke before. But as we all know, the game mode is set to, well, set because Pokemon on Switch is just negating any amount of difficulty that Nuzlocke could possibly provide you. No items in battle because that's stupid. Only items outside of battle or held items. Only the first encounter on each route. First eligible encounter. Let me change that because I have eligible encounters here instead of just all of them. And no overleveling your Pokemon past the highest level of the gym leader or the champion or whatever boss we're facing. So if you're going into a battle with, say, I don't know, Claire, your Pokemon can't be higher than level 41. Of course, this doesn't apply with the Elite Four because we're scaling to the champion, and it doesn't apply to rival battles because he's a fucking bum, nobody cares about him. Damn, that's fucked up. Let's get to it. Like I always do when I start a Pokemon game, I check what real-life location it's based off of. Turns out Johto is based off of Kansai in Japan, which I have actually been in the Kansai region before, both Kyoto and Nara. And that also explains why the Kyoto Pokemon Center was so Johto themed. The more you know. I look up common names in Kansai and come up with Takahata, which is too long, so I end up going with Suzuki. And you know, we start that game up. The first and most obvious thing I have to talk about as I start up this game, as I should when you start the review of any Pokemon game, is the music. When you start this game, the music is pretty good. Now for Pokemon, would I say it's incredible? It's nothing special, it's a pretty basic town theme. And you know, the Professor Encounter theme is alright. You know what's crazy? When I went to the Professor Elm, like, encounter theme where you talk to him and all that, his theme song, some people were saying Elm was their favorite professor. I have never seen such fucking blatant nostalgia glaze in my fucking life. What has Elm ever done? He's not even his region's favorite professor. What the fuck are they talking? Glaze! Premium glaze! Anyway, I decide that I should definitely pick Cyndaquil for this region, because I picked Chimchar last time, I might as well pick Cyndaquil this time. So I grabbed the little fucker, and I named him Ice Punch. Why Ice Punch? I named the last one Scald, Ice Punch. It's going pretty well so far. I think I'll pick Fire every time. Another reason I'll likely pick Fire for all three of these, both Platinum, Soul Silver, and X, is because Fire is just a much rarer type in general amongst like wild Pokemon from each region. There was almost none in Sinnoh, there was almost none in Johto, but there is one in Kalos, so I will likely be picking Froakie because you can easily get a Fletchling at the start of the game. Or I'll pick Chespin just to do something more unique. You know what I mean? You gotta do something. You gotta pick something new. Every once in a while. Fuck. And that, speaking of starters, that brings me to my first point of issue with the Johto games. These starters, other than Totodile, fucking suck. Okay? I know, I get it. Meganium has gotten more of a fan base lately. People have started to defend Meganium, and I get it. That's fine. Meganium's design is alright at best. For me, doesn't even make top 5 grass starters. It's just not that good a design. But, you know, whatever. Everybody can have their own personal opinions on things. Something I will not allow there to be a large difference in personal opinion on, though, Typhlosion fucking sucks. I'm gonna say this forever and permanently. I have thought this for as long as I lived. I saw a fucking ranking fire type starters. Typhlosion got to the number 2 spot off nothing but fucking nostalgia. And I feel like that's what has floated him as a Pokemon since forever. His design is so lame. He is a fucking phallic rat with one cool design piece that almost every other fire starter also has. There is nothing cool or unique about Typhlosion. He is stupid looking, he's boring looking, there is nothing cool about him. He has no good move pool, he's not good competitively, he's not good in a playthrough of any game other than his initial game. He is just buns. He is buns. As a mon that you use, and from a design perspective, he fucking sucks! Jesus, I fucking hate Typhlosion. The reason I picked this guy is because Johto is a fake, fucking awful, terrible region that has no Pokemon. There is no Pokemon in Johto. I feel like I've gotten out of hand already. You guys already know my stance here. Like, I haven't even gotten to the end of the review. Fuck. Let me stop this. But none of that matters right now because we meet up with our eternal rival and we fight him and we win because we're level 8 and he's level 5. And he sucks, and he drops all of his fucking shit. His trainer card, his fucking credit card, I stole his fucking numbers. All of it. And then he gets the fuck out of there. We head back to the lab to find out the Professor Bitch was robbed blind by a fucking child with no Pokemon. What? Is he shooting up heroin? What is happening? Why is he such a bitch? Anyway. We identify the boy as Tanaka on his social security fucking card or whatever, and we get on our way to actually go start the Pokemon game with the gym leaders and all that. I fucking hate Professor Elm. He sucks. Probably one of the worst Pokemon characters ever. Does nothing, gets robbed, does nothing, gives you a Master Ball. He's fucking worthless. God, this guy sucks. On Route 29, I catch a Sentret of which I name Sean, and then immediately after I meet the most memorable and important trainer from all of Johto, Youngster Joey. There's a whole video chronicling every character named Youngster Joey. That's insane. Nobody else has gotten this kind of treatment, ever. Obviously, we take his number. Anyway, we challenge also the much less important and much less awesome Youngster Mikey, even though he did win the fight against Joey. But he did also have 2 Pokemon, so he could just be a fraud, if I'm being honest with you. On Route 32, we catch a Mareep, and I name her Malva because, you know, Mary would be pretty basic, and Malva is a different M name. We clear the Sprout Tower fast as fuck, because for some reason you need to clear this to fight the gym. Doesn't make sense. This should just be fucking optional. Like, the Sprout Tower should genuinely just be optional. There is no reason for you to even do Sprout Tower. Like, doing Sprout Tower made me think I was gonna accidentally overlevel my Pokemon for the gym leader. You know what I mean? Like, what is the point of Sprout Tower? Anyway, we're finally ready to face the bummiest gym leader of all time, Faulkner and his fucking Pidgeys. Faulkner leads Pidgey, and he's talking about they say that flying type Pokemon can have their wings clipped by a jolt of electricity, but I'm here to prove that you can't prove that wrong. That's a known fact of reality, buddy. There goes your Pidgey. Oh, I'm here to prove that wrong. Oh my god, just send out your fucking Pidgeotto. He sends out his fucking Pidgeotto, and whoop-de-woo, who would have guessed his Pidgeotto fucking dies. Alright, next gym. I over-exaggerated by saying next gym. Ice Punch evolves into Quilava, and I'm gonna be honest, this is where the evolutionary line peaks. This is the coolest this line looks with its fire. Like, genuinely. This is the best it looks. Typhlosion is not better than this. Typhlosion is a bum. Malva also evolves, but I do think Ampharos is better than Flaffy, so I won't, go on a tirade here. Something I was worried about was Union Cave, because there's like 2 hikers in there with rock-type Pokemon, and I was like, oh boy, how am I gonna get past this? But I realized that Onyx has fucking dog shit poo-poo special defense and just gets hit by embers and dies. There is also no encounter in Union Cave, but I'm gonna be honest, that doesn't really matter. Like, who fucking cares? The hiker outside would be a difficult challenge. You know, it's raining, and he has a Geodude, so the fire is gonna be weaker, and a Geodude is way stronger than an Onix. But I beat that guy as well. That's not what you're seeing on screen right now, because I didn't record that fight, but just know, it was not difficult. I got like a crit, and he missed, and I don't fucking... Genuinely, I'm just saying shit, because I don't remember how the fight went down, but just know I won it, obviously. Or else this video wouldn't exist. The fuck? Anyway, we fucking go into the Slowpoke well to free the Slowpokes or whatever. And, you know, there's this guy, Commander Proton, and he's like, oh, you'll never stop Team Rocket, but he has a fucking Zubat and it dies, and he has a Coughing. And, I mean, it shares pretty much the same fate. It's not, he's not very intimidating. He has 2 Pokemon. This guy is a Grunt. He could have just been Strong Grunt. This does not need to be Executive Proton. Who the fuck is this guy? Anyway, Boom Bam Bop is fucking Togepi. Oh boy, name him Tony. Another reason why Elm is the worst fucking character ever. He's calling me talking about some, oh boy, I gave you that egg and I just knew it would hatch. That's what eggs do, dumbass. Get the fuck off my screen. Anyway, Sean also evolves into, what the fuck was it called again? A Furret? Alright, there we go, Furret. Yay, good job, Sean. That's my guy. Woo, I love Sean. Anyway, Bugsy is assumedly a cakewalk because he has 1 real Pokemon, that being his Scyther. Gets a clean Leer off at the start, and Ember does way less damage than I thought. And then it gets Focus Energy, and it eats a berry, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is maybe a little dangerous. Maybe I did a bad. And yeah, I saw with that Quick Attack, I was like, fuck, I have to get the fuck out of here. So I bring Malva in, and Bugsy uses Super Potion. And I debate T-Wave or T-Shock, and I go with T-Wave. Big T-Wave off. Look at him, paralyzed. So now I'm going to try to get as many Thunder Shocks off as I can while he's still paralyzed or slower. But he got a Quick Attack. So now I'm sitting here like, I bring out Sean, and he takes a lot of damage in the Quick Attack. And I'm like, okay, I'll Quick Attack back. It does no fucking damage, but he gets paralyzed. And boom, we win. So now it's just Sean versus a Weedle. Not a Weedle, a Metapod and a Kakuna. And obviously they can't beat Sean. So Sean is just going to fucking absolutely molest their lineage. Truly my goat. I cannot believe that shit came down to the wire like that. Scyther is really a fucking demon, bro. That's crazy. We get the bug badge or whatever, the hive badge. Who fucking cares? We get it from Bugsy. We win. Get a load of this guy. Tell me something. Is it true the team you beat them? Are you serious? Stop skipping my dialogue, head ass. Look at him, bro. Rival Tanaka sent out Ghastly. He thinks he's someone, man. He really thinks he's doing something, lowering my PP and shit. Bro, you're buns. We gonna let it be. I got everything I need to beat you in my lineup. Ghastly down. Crocodile out. Using Scary Face. You know, he got me going slow and shit. He trying to flinch me with bites, but Thunder Shock gonna put him to the ground, you know. And I was like, I probably gotta switch because I don't want to get flinched. I want to be faster. So I put Sean out, and then he just uses Scary Face again. I'm like, okay. Quick Attack. He uses Scary Face again. I'm like, this is pretty strange. So I go back out into Malva. He uses Scary Face again. He wants me to be fucking minus 97. He has no clue what's going on. He doesn't even know what Scary Face does, I promise. He has no idea. Now he's trying to confuse me. It's ridiculous. Who does he think he even is? Like, he has no strategy. He's buns. He's a fraud. He's a fraudster. Weak Pokemon or whatever. Bro, you end the game at level 40. Anyway, I complete the Farfetch'd puzzle fucking as fast as possible. The fastest in my entire life. I didn't even record it this time though, but you know, gives this HM a 1 cut. And I do catch a random Paris to teach cut to because I do not want to put a fucking HM on my party when especially in Johto. If I'm only gonna do Johto encounters in Johto, there is no way I'm putting cut on a Mon that I have in my party, bro. Think about that, right? A party Mon with cut in Johto, you don't get any Mons in Johto. Anyway, I teach Sean Headbutt and I go and catch a Heracross, of which I name Helen, because I know you thought I was going to name her Hera, but I name her Helen because Hera's too fucking basic. Whitney is famously difficult in Johto because everyone picks Cyndaquil, and then when the normal type starts using the rock type move, there's nothing you can do. Luckily for us, we have a Helen, and she's going to just absolutely make this fight just completely nothing. Easy 1-shot, easy 2-shot. However, you know, a flinch, and I got a little scared, but then he didn't flinch the second time, and that's the second gym badge. Third? Second? Third! Wow! Sorry, this goes a lot faster than fucking Sinnoh did. Jesus, that's 3 gym badges. Alright. I get that there's 16 of them, but you might be surprised how quick this goes. I do just the worst encounter mapping, like, fucking ever, and accidentally catch a Stantler, who I named Steven, on the same route where I'm supposed to get Pseudo-Wudo. Now I have no rock type for, like, the whole fucking game, unless I want to go pick up Shuckle, but he has a base 5 attack, so he's not going to be doing anything. Is it base 5? It's something low like that. Anyway, no rock types for me anymore, and now I have Steven the Stantler, which is really annoying because you could also just catch a Stantler on the very next route. So, you know, sometimes it happens, man. It happens. Fuck. After the immense failure that was Steven, I go to the burn tower to go get the gym leader, but I have to fucking do other stuff before I can make him go back to doing his job, so I have to molest Tanaka real quick. I was gonna say fight, but that would be just a complete disservice to what fights are. This guy's a fucking bum. Like, one-shot his shit, switch out, even though I probably could have one-shot it too. Thundershock, one-shot his shit. Okay, well, it didn't get one-shot. Malva needs a better electric type move. Anyway, Thundershock, you know, he's gonna use Scary Face, but I'm not even afraid anymore because he's just gonna keep using Scary Face. It was threatening before when I thought he was gonna try to flinch me down, but now that I know he's just a fucking idiot, well, who cares? You know what I mean? Magnemite comes out next, so obviously I switch out into somebody that will absolutely just completely destroy Magnemite. He gets T-waved, but whatever. And there goes Tanaka, pretty easy. So now let's get to this fucking gym. What the fuck? Thank God it just runs away. Holy shit, bro. Steven, I'm sorry. Oh, Steven, no. Okay. Jesus, fuck. That was genuinely terrifying. Yeah, so that happened before the gym. But anyway, you know what else happened before the gym? I went and I caught a Meryl. Yeah, in the cave over next to that spot, there's a Meryl, but it's like a 1% encounter rate, which is fucking ridiculous, by the way. It's a fucking Meryl. What are we doing? Anyway, I don't remember what I named her. I think I named her like Mark or something, right? Yeah, I named her Mark. Alright. Morty, like Whitney, is completely trivialized by the fact that you can find Shadow Claw right outside of the town where his gym is, and by the fact that Heracross can learn Shadow Claw, meaning the best Johto Pokemon gets a physical move to molest his frail ghosts with. This is the second time I've used molest. I'm probably going to stop using it because it's a really weird word to use. Definitely stop. What are you doing? Did you even write a script, you fucking idiot? Anyway, he gets a fucking Spadaf drop, and I'm like a little bit scared because, you know, Spadaf, and he already did a bunch of damage. But so I switched on to a normal type, and it's Tony, and then I actually started reading down it. Yeah, I'm talking really fast because I was going over the fact that I was being a fucking idiot earlier. And then Hunter comes back, and I'm like, oh my god, okay, who am I going to go into? Do I go back to Helen, or do I try to deal with it with Tony? And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll go back to Helen and do something else. Shadow Claw, deal with it with Tony. Fucking skip this shit. Anyway, Tony fucking kills it. That's the 4th gym badge down, and Morty is defeated. Woo! Whoop-de-doo. Anyway. With Morty down, I continue on to a later route, and I found myself a Miltank at the tall grass. Probably isn't the best encounter. I wanted a Snubble because you can find a Miltank on the very next route, and no other Johto Pokemon, including the Snubble that was there in the last route. But I catch it anyway, and I name it Melissa, and Melissa is the best Pokemon ever. I fucking love Miltank. Holy shit. Silver, what? What the fuck did I name him? I wasn't even reading that because I didn't even pay attention. It might make you a better trainer, buddy. You have yet to kill one Pokemon. Is that youngster Joey calling me? Fuck yeah. I snap a pic with the squad in Ekritique. Why am I in Ekritique, you might ask? Well, I did a quick little Google search after I beat Morty, and I found out that I have to go over here to get the Surf HM. So I go into Ekritique, go into the fucking dancing, what is it, the kimono girls? And I beat up the fucking rocket grunt in there, and some guy is like, oh, whoop-de-doo, you're so cool, kid, take this HM surf. Ooh, it's really nice. Getting the surf HM allows me to go to the lighthouse in Olivine, where I find Jasmine, and she's like, can you go get medicine for my Ampharos? And I'm like, you're the steel-type gym leader, why do you have a fucking Ampharos, you weirdo? But I soon understand why she has a fucking Ampharos, as I get an Ampharos of my own. Oh boy! Good job, Malva. I get the medicine in Cianwood, and then I do Chuck's non-puzzle to get the water from flowing off his head, and then I go fight Chuck's bitch ass. Chuck only has 2 Pokemon, so I'm sure his fight is gonna be, you know, pretty fucking easy. He sends out his Primate, but I send out Tony, and I use Extra Sensory while it uses Double Team. I know that Primate has a Rock-type move, but it seems like he's just banking on Double Team. He uses the Hybrid Potion, and he goes for a Focus Punch, which I guess Double Team then Focus Punch is a pretty good combo if you really think about it, because what if they miss and then your focus doesn't get disrupted and all that. I use Yawn on the Poliwrath, not knowing that it would also just go for Focus Punch. I was a bit foolish, and I decided that I should maybe switch out, because I don't know, what if he doesn't go for Focus Punch this time? But he does go for Focus Punch again, which Malva takes a big fucking hit from, but Static is quite helpful here. He keeps going for Focus Punch, and it lets me just get Thunder Shocks off, because, you know, he's going for Focus Punch. And he gets paralyzed when he doesn't go for Focus Punch, so, you know, generally Chuck is getting made into a chump. That's pretty humorous. Malva does get really low off a Body Slam, but I decide that it's worth it to just keep her in and finish the job, considering that 2 more Thunder Shocks will take him out. Also, what the fuck is Ampharos Learn Set? Why the fuck, or Learn Set, I mean, I guess it is a Learn Set. Why the fuck am I like level 30 with Thunder Shock? No Discharge, no T-Bolt, nothing? Like, anything, give me anything. I know it learns Thunder Punch, but that's not a real fucking move on an Ampharos, you stupid piece of shit. Fucking Christ. What? HMO 2. Oh, Fly. I thought it was Whirlpool. I was about to go on a rant. Anyway, with Chuck defeated and the medicine secured, I'm able to give it to Amphy, and he's like, wow, 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 or whatever the fuck he says, and then the lighthouse is lit up, and it's time to do the gym battle. When I entered the gym, I realized that she doesn't have gym trainers. She just has people that walk up to you and are like, wow, you're so cool for helping her out. I don't give a fuck! Now I have to grind manually to get my Pokemon up to a proper level to challenge her. Now you might be thinking, why weren't they already a proper level to challenge her? Well, genius, it's because all the Pokemon in every route in this game is so ridiculously underleveled, and so are the fucking trainers. Why? A pretty classic example I brought up back when I was still talking about doing a Heart Gold Soul Silver Nuzlocke that I did do and recorded but just never uploaded was the level 22 Nidoking and Nidoqueen. One guy who had a Nidoking and a Nidoqueen that were both level 22 right before the 7th fucking gym. That's 7 gyms, dude. What the fuck? Anyway, this is the point in time where I decided I would just hack a bunch of rare candies in and, you know, feed them to my mons. I was able to easily defeat Jasmine and her bitch-ass Pokemon. One-shotting the Magnemite, two-shotting the Steelix, and one-shotting the last Magnemite, securing me the whatever the fuck badge. After yet another incredibly easy victory, I head over to the Puddle of Rage to get another incredibly easy victory against the Red Gyarados. Yeah, I know it's a wild Pokemon and you're supposed to catch it and all that, but I can't, so whatever. Skipping over all the rocket stuff, there's something I do want to talk about. Jasmine's ace is level 35. Price, the gym leader immediately after the 7th gym leader's ace, is level 34. Why? I know it wasn't designed in a way in which it like accounted for me doing a Nuzlocke with level caps and stuff, but of course my 2 Pokemon that are good against Ice were also good against Steel, and thus I don't have them for the Ice gym. Obviously it wasn't made intentionally to do that to me because it's ridiculous to say that, but like, why was it designed like that in the first place? Why is the 7th gym weaker than the 6th gym, and why is the 5th, 6th, and 7th gym all like that in a row like that? Like, they're immediately back to back to back. Nothing in between them. None of them are even a remote challenge. None of them even break like level 40. We're almost done with the game. Everything that happens after the champion happens after the fucking credits roll. You beat this game at like level 50. What? Price was uniquely difficult for the sole reason that I didn't have, you know, the mons that I needed against him. So I led Malva and discharged his seal, but I knew that would mean Piloswine comes out. Now that Piloswine's out, I only have one option, and it's Mark, but I didn't evolve him because I wanted him to reach level 37 and learn Aqua Tail before he evolves. Probably wasn't the best idea, but you know, you gotta do something. He sets up Hail, and now that Hail's set up, he's going to have the ability to avoid my moves because of Snow Cloak, so that's why I set up the Rain before I switched out into Melissa. Now that Melissa was out, she was going to eat those Mud Bombs. Maybe the crit was a bit unfortunate, but she's going to eat all the other ones, and she gets a paralysis off the Body Slam, but with Hail back up, it gets a little dicey. I'd pop a Milk Drink because I'm a little scared of another crit, and a Mud Bomb comes out and does almost no damage, but it does get an accuracy drop, which kind of pisses me off, but the Body Slam connects anyway and also gets a crit back, so we're in fucking business, big dog. Dewgong comes out, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, should I switch? Yes, I should, so I can use Malva to defeat the Dewgong once and for all. A big crit kind of makes me a little scared, but because it did so much off a crit, and that's like double damage this gen, there was no way it was killing you without another crit. So, Malva almost takes it out. Not having access to T-Bolt, it's a pretty big deal. So I send Melissa back out, he uses a Hyper Potion, and we all know how this goes. Melissa is going to absolutely stomp this little fucking piece of shit. Look at that, that's like 10 damage. Get fucked. With Price defeated, it shows once again why Miltank is the best Gen 2 Pokemon, and we get on with the rest of the fucking game, the Rocket story and all that other bullshit. Honestly, I just don't see the appeal of Johto. It's got nothing cool going on, no cool memorable locations, there's just nothing happening here. No cool memorable characters, no hard memorable fights, no memorable villains. Who even remembers Archer? I bet half of you people didn't even fucking remember Archer existed. Unless it was just because he's the middest fucking, like, evil boss ever. He's not even a real evil boss. He's just trying to dick eat so that Giovanni will come back. It's just, it's lame. It's fucking stupid. Johto's entire villain plot is that they want Kanto back. You know how fucking crazy that sounds? Like, the whole villain plot is that they want the Kanto villain back. Can you believe this shit? Disgusting. Good job, Melissa. It's Rocket time, but I'm going to skip over pretty much all of Rocket time other than the Tanaka fight and the Archer fight. So, rival, what is this, 4, 5? I've fought this guy so many fucking times. I leave Melissa and she uses Zen Headbutt, and that's a quick little body packed up, wrapped away, and put out. Now, he sends up for Alligator, and my dumbass decides that it'd be a really good idea to switch into Malva, even though I'm pretty sure Melissa probably could have just one-shot with a Body Slam anyway, but, you know, Malva gets the one-shot with the discharge, so it doesn't really matter. Haunter comes out, and I switch back out into Melissa, because she has Zen Headbutt and can easily clean this Haunter, but she gets confused with the Confuse Ray, so I'm like, damn, I don't really like that. I'm going to have to switch back out. I switch out into Steven, who gets Cursed, which isn't really a big deal. I don't care about Steven anyway. I simply switch back out into Melissa, and he uses Confuse Ray again, and at this point, it's like, ugh, man, who fucking cares? I use Zen Headbutt, but no dice, and I get trapped with Mean Look, but I get through the confusion and I Zen Headbutt it the very next turn. Now Melissa is clear to just absolutely destroy this team with straight body slams, just violating his whole existence. Yes, even the Magnemite is getting touched by body slams. Who cares about type advantages when you got a fucking Miltank with a Silk Scarf, bro? This guy is never winning anything. Skipping over to the Archer fight, because he's the only relevant fight in this entire building, he leads with his Houndour, who is promptly one-shot by Melissa, and then goes into his Coughing, who I expect to meet the same fate to his Zen Headbutt. However, I think Body Slam probably would have done more damage, and would have one-shot it, as Coughing does get a Sludge off, which poisons Melissa. Not a good look, especially with the Houndoom coming out. I get a little scared, and I decide I could totally switch into somebody else here. But I don't, and I go for a Body Slam, hoping I can one-shot. Does a lot less damage than I hoped. And now, I'm really scared. Like, for real this time. And I look to see who has the best moveset coming in, and who can take the most damage, and decide that's Malva. Now, Malva takes a bite, and she actually takes it quite well, But a Fire Fang lands a crit, killing Malva, and man, first death being the only electric type that you can catch before you go to Kanto is fucking insane, bro. What am I gonna do against Lance, the flying type trainer? Oh, fuck. Man, I am fucking cooked, dude. Putting Malva away in the dead box forever is a sad sight, but it is something that now has to happen because I was a little careless. Honestly, I don't think the level cap was low enough for me to need to have Mark at only level 34. I could have easily leveled him up to 37 and gotten Aqua Tail and then evolved him so he could easily switch in and immediately one-shot the Houndoom with a physical water move, but, you know, hindsight and all that, you hate to see it. I decide to fill the void in my soul with a new encounter, so I go to the Safari Zone to catch my 2 eligible encounters there in separate areas. Now, it's only 2 because I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to catch a fucking Murkrow. Those things have ridiculously low catch rates for the fact that they are so dog shit. Anyway, in the first area of the Safari Zone, I end up catching a Wooper whom I name Wallace. And in the second section of the Safari Zone, which is a separate section from the section where I caught the Wooper, I end up finding a Mischievous of whom I name Mike. Mike's pretty goated. We move on to the only ground type that's not locked in fucking Heart Gold, Swinub, and I try to catch it, I really do. I put it to sleep, but it just doesn't go in, and I'm like, okay, can I hit it without one-shotting it? And it turns out, no, I cannot hit it without one-shotting it. Holy fuck, it's dead. It is dead. No ice type and no ground type. There are no more in the game. GG's. I mean, there's Sneasel, but that's like fucking post-game content. I decided that after failing this encounter fucking horrifically, I should at least get a picture with my current Squadula. Just look at them. They're so beautiful. Except for Sean. He sucks. Alrighty, it's time for big 8th gym leader. Oh boy, it's time for Claire, the water type master. Claire, the water type master, leads with Gyarados and I lead with Melissa. And I'm like, damn, yeah, I do have to do this because I lost my fucking electric type right before this fight. But it doesn't really matter because I'm absolutely violating this piece of fucking dog shit garbage ass. Look at Dragon Rage, 40 damage, nothing. Now that Gyarados is down, Dragonair comes out, and I'm like, I gotta switch out because, it probably has Aqua Tail or T-Wave. I think they both had T-Wave, only one of them had Aqua Tail, but no matter what, Quagsire was the best option here. After I got a yawn off and the Dragon Pulse happened, I Earthquaked right here. Easy, now he's asleep. I send Melissa back out so that Melissa can, heal herself up and also defeat the Dragonair, but it wakes up almost immediately and pissing me the fuck off. Like, golly, bro. I got a body slam off, and now the Kingdra comes out, the big bad, and I'm like, what could it possibly do to me? A Hydro Pump comes out, and I'm affirmed in my beliefs, it can't do shit to me. It gets paralyzed, and I switch out into Wallace so I can water absorb the Hydro Pump. Big W. The Hydro Pump misses. What do you look, cat? Whoa, stop it. Oh, is that a fucking Hyper Beam? Jesus. Anyway. I put Helen out on the recharge and then I use CC and then, oh boy, big W. Dragonair, final Dragonair. Oh boy, what do we do? How do we do it? I'm thinking, but I can't seem to figure anything out. Ice Puncher Wallace. What wire are you gonna cut? I end up checking this shit up. And I switch into Ice Punch because I'm pretty sure this one would have Fire Blast, but it used T-Wave. That doesn't mean it doesn't have Fire Blast though, which is why I didn't want to, keep Helen in on it. But the fact that I didn't use Fire Blast while Helen was out basically confirms to me that this is the water one. If I'm being honest with you, this is the Aqua Tail guy. Right, I put Helen in, there's Dragon Pulse. Maybe he's not the Aqua Tail guy. It's really hard to tell, and we're never going to find out because now he's fucking dead. I think the first one was actually the Aqua Tail guy because I'm pretty sure Quag got Water Absorb to activate. I think. It doesn't matter. Free ass, easy ass gym badge is what I would say, but as you all know about Johto, they can never just give you the gym badge fucking peacefully. They just they need you to go do something else before you can have it. So I go to the Dragon's Den and answer a bunch of fuck ass questions about some, I don't even remember the questions, I'll be honest with you. I really don't. They're so insignificant. Can you even answer the questions in the Dragon's Den wrong? I just don't get it. Elm calls and he's like, hey buddy boyo, come get this Master Ball, you got 8 badges. So I go over and I get the Master Ball from Professor Elm, and he's like, oh, it's the Master Ball, go catch Lugia, go catch Lugia. But before I can go catch Lugia, I have to fight a bunch of Asian women in Ekritique, which, why? I mean, they're not particularly difficult. The fact that they're a gauntlet and most of them do some kind of status effect spreading made them harder to deal with than I even remotely assumed they would be. But you know, they were nothing too special at the end of the day. I don't know how Silver could have possibly lost to these people. Honestly, the fact is, Silver is an even worse rival than I give him credit for. He loses all of his fights with the player. It doesn't seem like he's collecting gym badges. He loses like 2 fights to Lance, and he loses to the Kimono Girls. He is genuinely, unless you can prove to me that he is collecting gym badges, he is genuinely like 0 for 20 by the time this game ends. It is fucking insane. He never wins a single fight. Bro's 0 for 20 except against fucking Rocket Grunts. I'm sick. At least with Blue, you could say he got the 8 gym badges and also the Elite 4, and he beat all those people. Those are all wins that are officially real on his record. Silver doesn't have any of that. You could say that the fucking Victory Road Trainer's on his record. No, they're not. He's fucking lying. He's lying to make himself look cool. He did not beat all of those people. His Feraligatr wouldn't be level 40 if he beat all those people. It would be a higher level. Anyway, after barely escaping the Kimono Girls in my fucking life, they're actually way harder than I gave them credit for. I decide that I will now go to the Whirl Islands and summon Lugia. Now, if I'm being honest with you, I have never played Silver version. I've only played Gold and Heart Gold. I've never touched Silver. I've never seen a Lugia in my life. I didn't even know Whirl Islands existed. I had to Google this shit. Soul Silver is an objectively worse game than Heart Gold. Look at my screen right now. Why is it pitch black? Well, it's because I have this bug where when I go into certain places, the game glitches out or my screen becomes pitch black. But that's not what happened here. No. Also, that bug only happens in Johto games. Anyway, that's not what happened here. No. You need to use flash in this cave, but because I render too good that it's just completely dark even after I use flash. Soul Silver is objectively worse just because you would have to use flash to get through this area if you don't like have a map opened up on like another screen. It's ridiculous. I hate flash. Flash is a terrible, awful move. And so is Whirlpool. In fact, one of the big, well, not one of the, but another one of the big reasons why I don't like Johto, there's too many fucking HMs in this game. Sure, Cut, it's in most Pokemon games. Strength, not even a bad move. Surf, a great move. Waterfall, a great move. Fucking Whirlpool? Fucking Whirlpool. Whirlpool is an HM. Turn this shit the fuck off. Yeah, cool. Oh, wrong one. Oh, cool. Whoa. You know what? For all the shit I'm giving it because the game sucks, this is a really cool angle. Actually, hold on. Let me go back and order farm. Oh, fuck. Would you look at that? What's up? Not paying attention. Melissa, come on. Beautiful. No, Melissa can't join me in the... Oh my god. Fellas. Is that Reggie Gigas? Alright, hold on. Now that we got that fixed, we enter into the Lugia room where everything works. Now, I will say something about pre-Gen 6 Pokemon. It always looks really good. The 2D sprite work and like art style of pre-Gen 6 Pokemon, well, actually, just calling it pre-Gen 6 is a little more like post-Gen 3, pre-Gen 6, so really just Gens 4 and 5. I'll just say Gens 4 and 5 are so good. Gens 4 and 5 look amazing. Look at this shit. This shit is fucking gorgeous. Amazing sprite work. Shit looks like fucking Octopath. That's a joke. But I loved the Gen 4 and the Gen 5 art style. And obviously they're different, but they have more like common ground and similarities to the point where I can compare the two. They look really good. And I think that is something that a lot of people get on with like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Because there's no way it's the gameplay, right? Even with most of Pokemon, there's no way it's the gameplay. The gameplay is just turn-based RPG combat. But what I'm saying is, even the gameplay of Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Johto in general is worse than all of the other games. So it has to just be nostalgia plus the fact that the games are pretty. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like pretty places in these games. Especially in Heart Gold. That fucking tower in the one town where it's like fucking autumn. I don't know if it's always autumn in that town or if it's based on like the actual time you played the game, because did I play the game in fall? I don't remember, but that one town where all the leaves are on the ground and stuff and you climb the tower to go fight Ho and catch him, beautiful. That place looks great. This cave, the Whirl Islands cave with the waterfall, this shit is fucking magnificent, bro. Incredible looking sprite work, especially when I was up on that one ledge, just beautiful. Cannot say the same for this Lugia sprite. This is probably the worst Lugia sprite I've ever seen. What the fuck am I even looking at? He looks so stupid. Anyway, we're gonna put Lugia in the ball and we're gonna get the fuck off Whirl Islands. Since Johto's a fake region that lacks a league, we're heading into Kanto to face the Cantonian Pokemon League, and we have to go on the Cantonian Sadly, I do have to mention Victory Road this video because the final rival fight is inside of Victory Road. He claims he defeated every trainer on Victory Road, but I don't fucking believe him. I'll be honest with you. Look at this fucking liar, Tanaka. He probably paid them to leave so he'd look better. He sends out his first Pokemon, who's level 36, and is another reason why I don't believe him. His Sneasel gets immediately slammed by my Melissa. Yes, my Melissa, not my Miltank. I gotta call them by their names, I'm not a slave owner, guys. And he shows his Feraligatr, he's a slave owner, who's only level 40. That's a level lower than the 8th gym leader. I knew he wasn't getting badges, 1. 2, there's no way he beat all his people or his Pokemon would be way stronger than their fucking late 30s, early 40s. His Kadabra goes down immediately, and this motherfucker pulls out a Golbat in front of me on Victory Road. Sit the fuck down, dude. He immediately gets one shot, and this is his final. No, he has 2 more. I forgot he has 6 Mons, genuinely. He sends out his Magneton, and I switch back into Ice Punch. His Magneton then paralyzes me. Wow, whoop-de-doo. And then I'm pretty sure it also confuses. Yeah, it confuses me too. It's running fucking Parafusion. This guy is a jackass. Even though it's only a yes, fuck. I get out of the confusion really fast and I one-shot it just like everything else on his team. And then he sends out his final Mon, Haunter, who is not a Gengar yet because he has no friends to trade with because he's a bum. Notice how all of his Pokemon require either friendship or a trade to evolve, but this guy has no friends and like he has no one to trade with, and he's an asshole, so he can't do any of those things. What the fuck? What is this team building, you stupid fuck? Also, why am I sitting here for so long? Anyway, Haunter uses Curse, and it curses Melissa, and then Melissa fucking kills him, and that's GG's. Man, Silver is a buns rival. I think he has a fight in Kanto, but I genuinely cannot remember. Bro, evolve your fucking Pokemon. Maybe then you'll be able to beat me in a fight or whatever the fuck your fucking dream is. How do you even get on Victory Road? Did he even get any gym badges? There's no notion of him even having that as a goal. I take a flick with my Pokemon League team before immediately boxing Tony and putting Lewis on the squad. Listen, Tony's cool and all, but Lewis is just Tony, but extrasensory is Stab. And also way bulkier. And he also has a Stab flying type move. What the fuck is a What is the point of Togetic? Anyway, we're fighting the most forgettable Elite Four member ever, Will. Will leads Xatu, and Xatu is... why am I even going over this fight? You know how this is gonna go. I put a Choice Scarf on Mike. This shit is fucking over, dude. Just skip the match. Going into Koga, I have a very, very, very similar strategy that I did to Will, and that strategy is kill all of his Pokemon. I lead Ice Punch and I use Flamethrower. Notice Ice Punch's moveset still has fucking Leer on it. Good lord. He gets no moves. He goes into Fortress, and I destroy that as well. Did I say Fortress earlier? I meant Ariados. He goes into Fortress, I destroy that with Flamethrower as well, though. Because, you know, what's he gonna do? Now he sends out Muck, and this is where things get a little scary, because Muck has Minimize, and I don't think I can one-shot it. So, I consider it, and then go into Lugia, who should be able to deal with Muck, even if it minimizes. I have Lugia use Extra Sensory, and it doesn't work, but I do it again, and fuck, I have been saying Lugia instead of Lewis. I'm not a slave owner. Muck uses Minimize and restores HP with his Black Sludge, but I just need one more Extra Sensory to win this. Gunk Shot does a little more damage than I would have liked, and it gets the poison, and now I'm kind of feeling the burn, but the next Extra Sensory comes out, so, you know, we caught this free-ass W. He's going to go into Crobat, but Crobat is not scary at all. We're just going to go into Melissa, who can eat all of its hits and deal big damage back with a Zen Headbutt or something. But he goes for Double Team, trying to make this really annoying. I'm going for an already not very accurate move, but it hits anyway. And only does around half. A Body Slam may have done more, if I'm being honest. Wing Attack comes out and only hits for like 20 damage, and I was right in saying a Body Slam would have done a good bit more damage. It gets Paralysis, but he full restores it away, and another one hits and paralyzes yet again. Wow, it's pretty good. Crobat down, the last mon is Venomoth, who will easily go down to really any move, like, say, a Zen Headbutt, taking down Koga's entire team swiftly just like that, with Lewis being our only mon that got below half. Bruno has never been a challenge to anyone ever, and I'm going into him with Mike with a Psybeam and Choice Scarf. So Hitmontop tries to do something, but he digs, and I have Levitate, so I just keep Psybeaming. After Hitmontop, he sends in Hitmonlee, who will definitely meet the exact same fate. 2 or more Psybeams could easily take down pretty much all of these people, but he does get a Swagger. Now that's pretty scary. I don't like confusion, so I have to switch out. I decide the best option for a switch is probably Lewis, as it will resist really anything that it can put out, and is also incredibly bulky, like jeepers Lugia. Taking out the Hitmonlee immediately. Next, we got Onyx, who I do switch out into Wallace to deal with, because, you know, it could definitely hurt Lugia with something like a Rock Slide. But a big old Waterfall will definitely take it out, even if it takes like 30 damage from Earthquake, nothing too heavy. Now Machamp is out, and Machamp is not that big a deal as well. I just Yawn, or well, Wallace uses Yawn, and it uses Revenge. Since it's full HP, it doesn't do that much. Is that how Revenge works? Or is Revenge the Dark type one that where you take damage first and then it does the thing? I don't really remember. It goes for a Cross Chop that does no fucking damage because it's 4 times resisted, so we just eat this W move, and an Aeroblast booms the shit out of bro for an easy victory. Just fucking kidding. Lugia cannot one-shot anything with Aeroblast. Every fight you'll see Lugia in where it uses Aeroblast, it never one-shots anything. They always survive with like 1 HP or more. It's like, what the fuck? Lewis gets a second chance here, or not. I'm checking my fucking Mons, I guess. But I realized the reason I was checking my Mons was to go into Wallace, so I could use so that when I knew it was using Thunder Punch, I could switch out and hit a Yawn. Even I forget I'm a strategic genius sometimes. He keeps going for Ice Punch while I go for Waterfalls, but who fucking cares, because next turn he's going to be asleep, or fucking dead. Good lord. Alright, yeah, next turn he's going to be fucking dead, is what I meant to say. A big Earthquake comes out and does a shitload of damage, just like the Waterfall did, and we get a free-ass W. As swift as Bruno's defeat was, Karen's defeat will be fucking 45 billion times swifter, as I send out Helen to deal with all this bullshit. 1 Brick Break should take Umbreon down nice and good, since I'm damn near 10 levels higher than it. You can't be tanky if you're too weak to be a tank. Murkrow comes out, and I get a little scared, because, like, it's a flying type. But at the end of the day, Bird's bones are hollows, and Brick Breaks, well, bricks are stronger than bones. So, you know, Bird's bones are hollow, Birds are stronger than bones, and Brick Break kills it, you know what I mean? Brick Break also can take down a dog, because a dog's skull is not as hefty as a brick, so the dog goes down. Now here's where the real problem starts. Just kidding. A Shadow Claw absolutely violates Gengar. Vileplume comes out last, and let's be honest, we all know where this is going. I have Aerial Ace on this thing. Honestly, Helen was just absolutely made to just fucking destroy everything that Karen stood for at any point in her life. She just could not deal. She gives her spiel about weak and strong Pokemon, but she has weak Pokemon and I have strong Pokemon, even if one of them is fucking mischievous. But the difference is that I'm better and she's a bum, so, you know, that's just how it is. We've arrived in the Golden Throne Room of the worst champion ever. Why the fuck do you have statues of Dratinis, bro? Let's get on with the fight. Lance is a bum and he leads Gyarados, and I lead Ice Punch to eat the Intimidate so that I can then switch into Wallace? Oh yeah, for the water type move. Anyway, I hit a Yawn so that I could put Gyarados to sleep, and Ice Fang doesn't freeze because thank God. And after the Yawn, I decided, who'd be the best to switch into? Probably Melissa, right? I took a while to decide on it, but it was Melissa, so feeling good. Melissa gets hit by a Dragon Pulse, which doesn't do that much damage. Even off a crit, it didn't do that much. And with Gyarados now asleep, I can get a Milk Drink off. Gyarados stays asleep for a little while longer, allowing me to get a couple Body Slams, which will then allow me to defeat Gyarados easily. One mon down, a whole bunch to go as Dragonite comes out. Now I get a little scared of Dragonite, so I switch out back into Wallace so I can Yawn again. This one, I don't really remember what moves Dragonites have, but Wallace goes down to some Dragon Rushes and he's fucking dead. Damn, that's crazy. I switch out into Lewis, who will probably be able to deal with these Dragonites with a big old Blizzard, and it fucking missed and Lewis got paralyzed. So Lewis is throwing the game. It turns out to be Thunder Dragonite and not any of the other ones, but the Blizzard does land and do enough damage to one-shot. However, Lewis is basically out of this because Aerodactyl coming out and Lewis can't do anything against him, as well as the fact that Lewis is now paralyzed and is basically worthless. I get a little scared because I needed Wallace for this, but Melissa can deal. Melissa comes out and Aerodactyl lands a big Rock Slide that does hefty damage, and I get a little scared, so I go for a Heal Ball to try to heal Lewis of his paralysis, but Melissa flinched. So now I need to use a Milk Drink and pray Melissa doesn't flinch again. She doesn't. I get the Milk Drink off, but now I'm too low to use Heal Bell, so I'm just going to have to Milk Drink through all these Rock Slides, hoping that I don't flinch, because if I flinch, I die. Rock Slide comes out, and I go for Heal Bell this time, and it actually works, healing Lewis of his paralysis, which means that he can come out and Blizzard the next few Dragonites. Now, I kept Melissa in, and she's just going to keep getting hit by these Rock Slides. That one crit, and that's a really, really big deal. But I know his Rock Slide PP should be running out soon, as he's hit quite a few of these, and I always Milk Drink right back up. The fight continues to be Rock Slide versus Milk Drink as I make it back to full health, and I try to Body Slam Aerodactyl just to see how much I would do, but I flinch and I feel like I need to Milk Drink again. I got to full, but it didn't work out because I flinched. Now I'm back to almost full, and I feel like now I might be able to actually utilize a Body Slam, as it seems he's ran out of Rock Slides. And Body Slam doesn't do that much, but it does get a paralysis off. I try to see if a Zen Headbutt can do more, or if it can even just flinch, but it doesn't do more, and it doesn't flinch, and he gets a Thunder Fang off. But it doesn't paralyze my goat, as Lance goes for a full restore, and I go for a Milk Drink. But he should be out of Rock Slides, which means he only has Thunder Fang and Crunch to rely on, which means I should probably win this, especially after paralyzing him with the first Body Slam. Getting Aerodactyl down to just a little, like a quarter of his HP, and then Body Slamming him one more time to be able to defeat Aerodactyl. Melissa is the GOAT. Another Dragonite comes out, and I get a little scared. I don't want to switch out into anything, so Melissa has to go. I tried to get one last Body Slam off, but she flinched, and it's pretty much over for her. She was my favorite Pokemon this entire run, but amen. Amen, say man. Sometimes it's just what happens. I look at the screen, I contemplate the GOAT, I contemplate all of her W's, all of her W plays, all the damage she does, every fucking first Body Slam paralysis. I'm probably even just giving a little bit of a speech in my head right now, just thinking about how the GOAT has to go. Maybe I even gave a speech out loud and I just cut it out with the fucking audio. I try yet again to find somebody who could take the fall, and honestly I think Ice Punch would be a good pick to take the fall. He's kind of a bum, but it happens. Melissa goes, what? I'm a fucking liar apparently. Shit, I didn't remember that happening. I know Melissa dies in this fight, but Jesus, I didn't know that she just fucking ate that shit. Oh my god, she gets back to full HP with oh my god. Oh, the double full para. Dude. And the flinch? That actually sucks. Oh, but okay, she did get one more body slam off before she died. Damn. The double full para into flinch, that's so much sadder. That's such a sadder way to go out than just getting a final body slam off and dying, bro. Why did they do it like that? Anyway, Mike comes out, and I've been saving Mike as a secret weapon to defeat Charizard and the Dragonites, as Mike knows Power Gem. And I get a little scared because I don't know how good his special attack is, but he is a Choice Scarf, so I know he's faster than them. So hopefully his Power Gemming nature, his Power Gemming ways, his Power Gemming ability will get me through this battle. All this time between me sending Mike out and between me like sending Mike out and clicking Power Gem and checking the other mons is actually me on the fucking Pokemon damage calculator website checking if a 30, I think the Elite Four and Champion all have 30 IVs, right? I think I looked that up. If a 30 IV special defense and HP Dragonite can survive this Power Gem from like half, you know what I mean? Apparently he probably could because Charizard survived it and hit a Shadow Claw, which is a pretty big deal, but I'm hoping it was just a low roll as I go for another Power Gem and get the kill. It was a low roll that could have cost me the run, genuinely. That's all that RNG, bro. Got me fucked up. Lance's final Dragonite makes his fucking debut, his showing, his return, and man, am I glad that Fire Blast missed, as Power Gem yet again does not do that much damage on the first and lands a crit on the second, winning me Johto. Now you may be thinking, okay, so the Nuzlocke's over. No, it's not. I lost Melissa and Wallace and I still have to fight Red. Notice how I said Red and not any of the other trainers in fucking Kanto? That's because none of those trainers actually matter. They're just there to make the game longer. They don't even give you a suitable amount of XP to be ready for Red. They're completely worthless, all in all. I don't even know why you need 16 badges. It's just because you can, I guess. But instead of focusing on that, let's focus on victory. You know what I'm saying? Let's focus on the victories we've gained today. Ice Punch Typhlosion. Melissa Miltank, the GOAT. She's dead, but she's the GOAT. Okay? Wallace Quagsire, also dead, but also the GOAT. Actually, no. Yeah, he was alright. Met at the Safari Zone. Helen. She is the GOAT, even though she did almost nothing for the entire Elite Four and Champion run. She just took down one member of the Elite Four, but that's fine. That's all she needed to do. Lewis, who honestly, he had one job and he failed it almost immediately. I don't know how to feel about him. And Mike, genuinely the GOAT, took down 3 Mons. I think he put out the single best performance of this entire Pokemon League. He took down Bruno. He took down Bruno and Will's entire team, and he took down 3 of the champions Pokemon. He is genuinely the fucking league MVP, bro. Holy shit, he's the GOAT. Anyway, it's time to go to fucking Kanto. Now that we're in Kanto, I catch a Chinchou and I name him Chamomile. You could catch a Kanto in Johto, but to catch it in Johto, you need a Super Rod, and to catch it in Kanto, you need a Great Rod. So it's actually easier to come by in Kanto than it is in Johto. And also, you need a Super Rod from Kanto, because that's the only place you get a Super Rod, to actually go back to Johto and catch a Chinchou. What the fuck? Anyway, despite what all the Johto fanboys swear by, that this game has the best post-game, the Kanto post-game is actually quite boring and pretty lame. And the only cool thing about it is Red, and also the fact that you get to catch all the Johto Pokemon that aren't available in fucking Johto for some reason. Why aren't they at home? So basically, we're gonna lightning round through this. Fucking Steven Stantler absolutely destroys Lieutenant Surge, because I gave him Earthquake and that's all you need. Mike also goes on to solo Sabrina with his classic style of Choice Scarf Shadow Ball, with a little bit of assistance from Helen. Do I even need to talk about Erica? I mean, it's obvious what happens to her. It's called Ice Punch. Sabrina is also swiftly annihilated by the combination of Lewis and Ice Punch. Wait, I mean Janine. I barely remembered she existed, so I forgot her name for a second. I tried heading to Cerulean Gym, but well, I didn't forget, I just had no fucking clue. I didn't know that you had to go to the power plant to go do all this bullshit before you could fight Misty. It just felt kind of stupid. And there was also the really weird racist caricature that was the one Team Rocket girl. Like, what is going on here? What is happening in Kanto? What the fuck is that? Let me read you his fucking dialogue. Oops, I so sorry, you're not hurt, okay? I very busy, no time for talking with you. Not good for me if seen by somebody. Oh no, you seen me already. I make big mistake. Hey you, forget you see me, okay? You seen, heard, know nothing, okay? Bye-bye, bye-bye, a go-go. What the fuck was going on in there? Misty is swiftly taken care of by Lewis, Steven, and Helen, and I know it looks like Steven got pretty close to dying there, but I genuinely couldn't care less because he's a fucking Stantler. Brock gets genuinely fucking touched by Chamomile, and then we go on to Blue. You might be thinking, wait a minute, you're on Cinnabar Island talking to Blue. What about the Blaine fight? I forgot to record it, that's how uneventful it was. Like, what the fuck do people mean by Heart Gold Soul Silver has the best post-game? No, it fucking doesn't! I can name you so many better post-games, dog. Black 1, Black 2, Oraz, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Fucking Galar has a better post-game. Like, you cannot be this fucking delusional to think that this game has a good post-game. It is literally just go beat up the little tiny fucking ankle-high hurdles that are the Cantonian gym leaders before you go and fucking destroy Red. You know what I mean? Like, there is nothing going on here. People cannot be this fucking dumb. I just don't even, I can't possibly understand how people can be so fucking blind. Blue calls Johto's gyms pathetic right before he challenges me, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that's starting to make me think that all this shit was on purpose. That this game was made dog shit on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, Blue wouldn't say that unless they did it on purpose, right? Or maybe it's just classic Blue being a dickhead. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot to think about there. Anyway, should I even talk about this fight? I've just been kind of sitting here while it's been playing on the screen. I just ate some food, drank a soda, you know? Like, what? This is one of the better fights in the game against Blue. Well, not specifically against Blue, but like, it's one of the better fights in the game. The fight against Blue is one of the better fights in the game because he has some threats. He's a Dragon Dancing Gyarados, and you know, if I didn't have a Chinchou with me with Discharge, that would be a real big problem because I wouldn't have anything that could kill it easily, and then it would get Dragon Dances up and I could probably lose. But because I do have one, that's just not going to happen. And the rest of his team isn't exactly hard. This Pidgeot seems to be scaring me a lot, but I know that I'm just going to send something out and it's going to one-shot the Pidgeot, so can we get on with it? Oh, would you look at that? It was Lugia, and again, he cannot... Bro, look at him. Lugia is legendary based on what? Genuinely. What has he done? How long have you been in the game? How many badges does he have? Can't even fucking take down a Pidgeot from half with his signature move. I'm so tired, bro. I'm so tired of him. Get him out. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Be like Mike. Be like Mike, bro. Look at that. Beautiful. He's legendary? Based on what? And that's what I feel about both Ho-Oh and Lugia. They're legendary? Based on what, bro? Actually, never, not with Ho-Oh. I get why Ho-Oh is legendary. He's, you know, like, I get that. He's a legend in the game, you know what I mean? He's a legend in the competitive scene. Lugia, I don't really know about. I don't know nothing about Lugia. I've never seen Lugia be a legend in the competitive scene. I've never seen Lugia be a legend in the main game. I've never seen Lugia do anything in his entire life ever, bro. Lugia is a bum. I never even seen Lugia be legendary in the fucking anime. Bro, didn't he lose to fucking Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres? Ain't he the guardian? Ain't he like their parole officer or something? How are you getting bodied by the people you're supposed to be keeping in check? Ridiculous. I left to go close my door, and what do I see? Lugia hasn't taken down Machamp, the guy that he resists by 4 times and has a 4 times type advantage to, who isn't defensively capable at all. That's pretty crazy, huh? Let's see if this Aeroblast one-shots. I didn't even fucking click it. Wow. Can you imagine it? Oh, it's because he had Thunder Punch and Stone Edge. Wow. Let's see if this Aeroblast kills. I swear to God. Finally. Finally. Oh my, I think that's his first ever kill with Aeroblast. Good job, Lewis. Holy shit. Anyway, Blue's down to his last guy. It's Gyarados, and he starts D-dancing, and I'm so scared because Dragon Dance does what? But anyway, it's Discharge. Discharge. Just Discharge. Just do it. Oh, thanks. Easy. GG. Got him. I catch an Ursaring who is of no consequence, and then I catch a Larvitar of whom I name Soul Grinder, which is what this game does to your soul. I am probably not the person most equipped to talk about game design, as I'm not any kind of professional game design guy, but I have played a lot of RPGs, so I am kind of an RPG guy, you know? Dragon Quest, SMT, Persona, Xenoblade, Diskia, Breath of Fire, Fire Emblem, you know? You name it. I got a lot under my belt. I played a lot of them. Some of them I don't even really remember that well, but I've played a lot of RPGs basically. Pokemon is not a bad RPG series. It's a really good one. It's the reason it's been around for so fucking long, right? And so popular during all those times. It has great character design, great monster design, intuitive battle systems, PvP within an RPG, which is pretty cool. The writing is at a good enough level for its demographic, and sometimes it's even at a better level than its demographic. It has one of the most extensive spell lists in all of RPGs. It's just overall great, you know? It's a good thing. But, you know, I'm trying to come to think of, like, the problem with Johto, and I think the problem with Johto to me is that it's just really fucking boring. The areas in Johto are boring. The designs of the mons in Johto are boring. The characters in Johto are boring. The designs of the characters in Johto are boring. And it piggybacks way too much off of Kanto, which is also, compared to a lot of the more recent regions, or literally anything Hoenn and afterwards, is pretty fucking boring, I'll be honest. Like, I don't know, man. Even just looking at the Kanto starters when compared to the Johto starters, you can tell which game was less fucking boring. You can tell which region is less fucking boring. Look at Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise next to fucking Typhlosion, Meganium, and Feraligatr. I love Feraligatr, right? That's the only one out of the Johto trio that I actually like, and even then I can admit that his design when compared to Blastoise is super fucking lame. Right? We can all agree on such a thing. It's fucking boring. And Pokemon is usually pretty well put together about the structure of its games, where, I mean, if you're playing on Switch mode, obviously the game is super duper baby food, and you will never face a challenge ever. Unless you're a literal fucking, like, lobotomite idiot. But if you're playing on set, it's designed in a way where it's not, like, wall-punchingly difficult, but you're not gliding through with no resistance at all. It's a very light resistance, but it is still there, and it's, you know, enjoyable enough. A lot of the more, like, post-game stuff is where most of the resistance comes in. But for me, I think it's just that not only is Johto boring, it's also just piss fucking easy. Like, there is nothing hard in Johto. Like, within the region of there is nothing difficult. The champion is capped at fucking 50, dude. Really? It's just fucking piss easy. And I know people like to talk about, like, especially when Gen 6 and Gen 8 came out, people like to talk about how the games have gotten easier over the years. I don't see it. I think Pokemon was probably at its easiest right here. Like, this is the easiest this is the easiest mons I've ever fucking gotten. Ever. And I don't mean to make it seem like the only reason I have a problem with Johto is its difficulty. Obviously, that's not the only reason I have a problem with Johto. If you have been paying attention at all during this entire video instead of being a fucking weirdo, then you will know that that's obviously not my entire problem with Johto. But, like, it's one of them. It's a pretty big one, too. Also, I'm so tired of Johto people. Not Johto people, but like people who like Johto games and fucking spread them like propaganda. I'm so tired of those people talking about some Heart Gold and Soul Silver top 3 Pokemon games. No, they're fucking not. I can give you a top 3 right now. Black 2, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and then fucking Oraz or Platinum can fight for the last spot. right? Like, that's a pretty good list. And if you disagree, well, you're biased and you probably have a nostalgia problem. But, okay, that's fucked up of me to say, but it's also kind of true. And then they also say that it's the best remake, which... No! What the fuck are you talking about? ORAS has you wiped down, cleared, violated. ORAS would absolutely fucking dig in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Like, what are we talking about? And then they start talking about how it has the best post game. I've already listed like 5 Pokemon games with a better post game than fucking Heart Gold Soul Silver. This post game is mid as fuck. Everything about this shit is mid as fuck. The only good thing that came out of Gen 2 was leftovers, dark types and steel types. And Tyranitar. And Miltank. That's it. Those are the only good things that came out of Gen 2. Like, what are we on, man? What are we even fucking talking about? There's, like, nothing for me to say here. This game is so carried by vibes, and that the Pokemon can walk behind you, and that's, like, all cute and shit. And, like, how there's, like, a cool, you know, some cool scenery every once in a while. But other than those vibes, it's, like, completely fucking empty. You know what I mean? It's not like it even has the best scenery. Plenty of other games have way better scenery than this one. And the original Gen 2, not just Heart Gold Soul Silver, doesn't even have that to fall back on. Those games look fucking buns. So, what's going on? What's going on here? I don't get it. I don't understand it. If you like Johto a lot, please tell me why. Please tell me in the comments. Like, nobody ever has a real reason to like Johto, but everybody always has a real reason to hate Johto. You know what I mean? So whenever somebody likes Johto, they can never tell me why. I remember seeing the fucking, I feel like I've already talked about this, the top 5, not top 5, the fucking list of fire starters, like, ranked by how good they are, and Typhlosion was number 2 off of literally just nostalgia. No other reason for him to be up that fucking high. He was, one of his points was listed as nostalgia. No one else had that as a point. Not even fucking Charizard had that as a point. That is ridiculous. Certain people are talking about how Lugia is in their top 3 legendaries. Why? It doesn't even look that good. Right? Its design is, like, pretty fucking mid. 1. 2, it's not even that good. 3, where are you finding, like, cool Lugia stuff? I just don't get it. I just can't possibly understand. How is Lugia cool to you? The villains in this game are absolutely fucking buns. The most memorable thing that came from this game was the Red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage, but that's a puddle and 1 wild shiny that you get for free. And that's it. The only reason the Lake of Rage exists is that Lance can aura farm in animated sequences. What else? The villains fucking suck in this game. Archer is genuinely gapped by fucking Chairman Rose. And honestly, that's insane. That is in-fucking-sane to even say. Like, Chairman Rose is better than somebody at being a villain? Ridiculous. Chairman Rose genuinely, like, gaps Team Rocket in general in terms of being a villain, other than Giovanni post Silver's father reveal. Like, it's insane. I feel like I'm saying insane too much just because I can't even comprehend how fucking shit this game is. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't even believe it. I just can't even believe it.